Now, with me today is Lokosu Sylvain and Ambi Promise. Lokosu Sylvain is one of our trailblazers, and Promise won the recycling category. So today we're going to be having conversations with these amazing individuals, and it's such a good thing that I'm connecting with them, really up close, beyond the awards, to get to know them, to know their story, to get to listen to what they feel about social media, how the Trailblazers Award, how it made them feel, and everything within the conversation. Good to have you today. So let's meet you. Who is Sylvain, and what does Sylvain do?
Yeah, Sylvain is just Sylvain, and of course I'm a ceiling designer. But if you ask me, what do you do for a living? Depending on where I am, I'm a ceiling designer, and of course I do write books. I have about 4 published book, and then I create online courses for craft people like me to learn and then improve. And skill is not just skill; the skill needs marketing. So I create courses and teach others on how to go about them.
Okay, so within the orbit of the Trailblazers Award and everything, the
I'm a ceiling
category
designer.
in which we're nominated is engineering. So can we get to know you more in that regard?
Okay, yeah. If you talk about that, I'm a ceiling designer, and for most parts, I'm the first person. I'm arguably the first person to start marketing ceiling design using Facebook advertisement in Nigeria.
No,
And
by
as at now,
ceiling design, you mean in the building, like ceiling, like the
yes,
house, the ceiling
yes,
in the
yes,
house.
like the house,
Okay,
yes, like the ceiling in
okay,
the
all right.
house. I'm the first person to start using Facebook and Instagram advertisement to start marketing POP ceiling design in Nigeria, arguably.
All right.
And then
Awesome. That's
as at now, I'm the foremost person using the internet to market another ceiling option, which is just like a new innovation. That is called Polystyrene ceiling designer. As at now, I'm the foremost person. And
wow.
then, of course, I've done few things. I will not say I'm the first to do them, but I've done few things differently since 2012, since I began doing POS ceiling design generally. So I think
Awesome.
that would be best. That would be a brief introduction of me.
All right, all right. Thank you very much. When I was introducing you, it was a mistake, to categorize you under engineering. It was actually construction that you were nominated for. Yeah, which
Yeah.
involves building, everything within building construction and everything. So when you were talking about the ceiling design, I got to, my memory had to be, reawakened to remember that it's actually construction. So, all right.
Yes.
Thank you very much for sharing, that brief introduction about yourself. So moving to the major question for today, I'll start with Promise. Promise, Trailblazers Innovation Award is identified with such positive impact. Now, moving to Sylvain, please let's know, how has this, I remember you sharing your news with me, your achievement, I would say, about how you became or how you got your biggest deal ever. Can you please share in that light how getting the award made you feel, or how it was for you to be recognized as a trailblazer?
Okay. In fact, I'm live on the site now as we are doing this video. As you can see, my background here. We just finished the parlor, the master's parlors here, and the master parlor here. So I'm right on the site. So now, getting the award in the first place is like something like a coincidence, let me say, because just like a week before the nomination even started, one of my boys say, Oga, this is what they do for this ceiling. You sure say these people don't go give you award? So I said, yes, they're supposed to give me award, but okay, subject to people when they organize the award. If they remember me, then that is just it. So just like a week later, and then from the nomination processes, I just came to Facebook one day and I saw two people mention me I said, well, okay, let me just go and see what is happening. And then I saw, okay, this is something like an award. And I know, okay, new. If you ask me for followers, I may not be able to get them. And of course, if you ask, okay, no, like generally, I didn't even think of the payment aspect. So because I know definitely I'm not going to pay for anything award. So I was on my way from Abuja to the east when I got a message that okay, oh, okay, I got the message that okay, I was victorious and then I won the award. And in fact, I was wow. So few like after 3 days, I say okay, let me just post this to my. You know, I have a lot of waiting lists, like all those following me on WhatsApp because you know some of them their building is in different stages. So I said okay, let me just post this thing as a broadcast message to them. And then one of these potential clients, he's in the US, and unknowing to me, I because of this same ceiling design, I appear in one of these popular TV program in Abuja before. So not knowing that the owner of the TV station is the friend to this man that is contacting me for his building project somewhere in Aba in Abia State. So and I just broadcast the thing, and then many response, congratulations and the rest. And of course, the people I've worked for, most of them know me and say, oh, this guy, you are doing well, you deserve this award and the rest. And then he just come here and say, okay, if you are able to appear in this guy's TV station because this man is very strict. He's a human rights activist, so he's very strict. So you see, if you can just appear on this guy's TV station and then you are able to win this award this year, and there is nothing I don't need to negotiate. We just go, just send me account number and then let's begin job. That is how. In fact, I even gave him like a week, and he's okay. There is no problem, and that is how I got, in fact, my biggest. Yeah. There will not be
Awesome.
time to
Amazing
say much,
story
but
right
this is my
there.
biggest ever. So
Wow,
this
wow.
award really is just is like a break, and it's like a breakthrough. And generally, I think that is what award are really meant for, because they propagate you into another level of trust with your clients, even with your general network. And really, this award really fulfill that
That
purpose.
achievement.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. That's an amazing story. And officially, congratulations on your achievement
Thank
so
you.
far. It's one of the things I love to hear about people from social media because I'm one of the persons who, I'm one of those who would, who would be considered a product of social media um, goodness, right? Social media benefits. So I love the fact that people are, are being recognized for their outstanding performances. So I'm trying to bring back Promise, trying to bring him back. Just give me a second. When people share their stories on social media and how it has helped them, I, for one, can relate because I have been helped. I have benefited massively, you know, from social media. Can you hear me, please,
Yeah, I
Sylvain?
can hear you.
I love the fact that people who come across me or people who I come across also have these stories in common to share. And thank you for sharing your story, and thank you for being appreciative of our recognition. It goes to show
Okay.
how you value what the initiative is about, right? Because I remember some people, when we reached out to them, they clearly indicated this. I mean, yeah, that they weren't interested, right? And I can understand that, because just like you mentioned when you were speaking, you said you were thinking, you were quite skeptical about whether it comes with a fee or not. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, whether it comes with a fee, which you weren't ready to, subscribe to. I can understand that, because some of the recognitions that people give these days they have strings attached, and it's not supposed to be. That's not supposed to be the case. It's actually something. It's a recognition. It's a recognition. So it's not supposed to come with a fee. Recognitions are supposed to come, by merit, and not with any form of attachment to the whole process. So, and or my initiative stands for creativity, authenticity, uh, originality. It stands for, just outstandingness, enterprise. So we cannot still ask people who we want to show their creativity, who wants to be innovative, to pay for a recognition that our values are strongly attached to. All right. So that's that for that. Now let's go to the next question. So I know what the industry you belong to, how it is perceived, especially as regards the artisans, those whose jobs or those whose skills are seemingly in the lowest level or the lowest ranking of the industry, such as the bricklayers, the low ranked individuals in your field. I know how they are perceived, and it also reflects on the statistics of these kinds of people on social media, because social media is filled with industries where a niche has been carved. It has been polished, it has been well represented globally. So people like to key into those industries rather than industries where the whole thing is still in the base. It's still in the base. Nobody has actually packaged it in such a way that it is globally appealing. So that those industries, those areas where we have those people in that low ranking side of your job, it's very rare for you to see them come to social media. Now, what's regarding that industry, that side of your industry, what gave you the motivation to still show, that this, to still show shamelessly with your skill on social media?
Okay, yeah, I think that is a very good question, and I believe most artists are all the artists who will be listening to this will take one or two lessons. One of these despising that I really received was in 2000, and in fact, the one I always remember was in 2014, and I was working somewhere in Abuja. The estate is called Trademore Estate, somewhere in Lugbe, and then something happened, and then I have to go to the gate with my working clothes, and then the lady saw me, the way she looked at me, oh my God, I was just, in fact, I feel like let the ground just open, let me enter. So these things they are very normal. They are very normal, but this what my major motivation is the fact that I have a deep knowledge. I have deep information. You know, that is why still today you can encourage artisans to do this kind of thing, but they will never do it. But
Yeah.
mine, I read a lot of books. In fact, from 2015 to until 2020, I read nothing less than 30 books every single year that God made. So I have a lot of information, and then I know how to go innovatively about it. I told you at the beginning that I was the first person, I was arguably the first person to ever use Instagram and Facebook to market my POP craft in Nigeria. I say arguably because nobody was doing it. In fact, nobody even knew it at the time. But I went to, there was a time I was working somewhere in Ondo, and then I always Google this how to make money online. And one of the things I discovered is that I discovered that you can market your business online. So I began to do more research on it. That was 2013. So I began to do more research, and I discovered, okay, I have a handwork and this and that. So I began to I began to post the picture just like normal picture, and then from there somebody called me. Okay, it was in 2016, and then somebody called me and they say, okay, are you the POP ceiling designer? I say, yes, I'm the POP ceiling designer. Okay, meet me 6 o'clock. And I was there 6 o'clock. That was how I made my first 200,000 on Facebook, like using Facebook. So, when you are getting results, you are being motivated. So from there, I made up my mind to reinvest some of this money into learning how to do all this digital marketing stuff. And from then, in fact, I was doing digital marketing. This is a Facebook advertisement that people are doing that is starting from 800 or 700 now. I was doing Facebook advertisement when the fee was 200 naira. You can use 200 naira to advertise for a day. So I began to do something like that, and yes, I began to do something like that, and then people began to call me. Now let me tell you one testimony. There was a day I was somewhere. I was advertising, and somebody just called me. He was a director of one of these real estate company in Abuja. I will not mention the estate name for privacy purpose. And I know it's okay. Meet me in my house 8 o'clock, and I went to the house, and then he took me in the car. I was thinking it's something like all these one-story building or one bungalow. He took me into the estate. I was wow. I said what? So these things, when you start getting results from things, it gives you more motivation to keep on doing what you are doing. And when content marketing became a thing in 2017, 2018, 2019, I ventured into it because I've been using social media for some time. So creating content became normal. And of course, my experience, I began doing ceiling design since 2012. So if you calculate from 2012 to 2017 or 2018, this is more than 5 years. So I can even make quotes, like motivational quotes, using POP ceiling. So this kind of thing, you get to see that people will be hailing you, and then the rest of them. So this thing will motivate you to keep on going. Of course, now you don't even need to motivate me because the money is there. Once I post the thing, I will get the sales.
Wow, that's a beautiful story. That's a beautiful one. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Yeah. So, I picked something when you were sharing. When you were sharing, you mentioned knowledge, and then you mentioned innovation, and then content. These are the three things I'm able to pick. Now, there's a popular saying that goes, anyone who is more successful than you are simply has more knowledge than you do, right? And the knowledge, like you mentioned, came from you seeking knowledge from books, reading avidly. And this is just one of the things that help people stand out from. This is one of the things that would let people or make them give you attention when you come out in an industry such as yours. So the last session we had with Olori Herbals and the Fertility Hub, she's in the industry that we regard as local in the grassroots. But when she came in from the angle of an educated person, an enlightened person. She was doing consultation, she was doing research, she was interpreting text results. I go sell as someone that sells local, herbal drinks, medicinal drinks that those who do it normally that we know are the uneducated people. But she came out and she came out with from the angle of being educated. So people like to know that you are different from the usual. So you now imagine, let's say you are even the bricklayer, and then you come out with so much knowledge, so much thing to share, so much information to give. People will pay you attention because you are not the normal bricklayer. You don't come out as a normal bricklayer guy. And this is how it works on social media. Innovation, creativity, right? You being different in your own industry. This is how it comes. And then content marketing simply, giving high value information, which is also you giving information just like you were given from the books you were reading and all that. So it's how it works. This is how people stand out. So when I ask these questions and somebody is able to tell me that, okay, I came out different, I came out giving value, I came out being innovative, in fact, it endears such person to me. And it's a beautiful thing that you're able to hold strongly these values. So, what should we be looking forward to in in the future, in the nearest future, from you on social media? I mean, do you have a project you would want us to look forward to? Do you have something you're working towards? Maybe a digital product or something people to look forward to? What should we be
Yeah,
looking forward to?
definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
I think the most important one is that as people we keep evolving. So we keep evolving. That is why we do new things per time. So for now, the major thing people should be looking forward to is creating more marketing and sales aware craft people. It is not the skill that makes you money, because you have the skill, and those who don't even know jack about it will make far more money than you are doing, just as I said in my previous story. So my project now is teaching craft people, this time maybe general craft people like hand workers, how to really position their skill to get people to pay them even a bit higher than they are supposed to pay the normal people on the street, because of their personal brand and the things they are doing on social media. So I'm creating courses on marketing, sales, and branding for craft people generally, that will, the courses that they will take to get the knowledge to shift their mind from that underdog craft people to becoming marketing and sales savvy for their skills. So that is basically what they are going to be looking forward to. And maybe, of course, in the future, definitely, I just as I always say, I will definitely leave this ceiling design and the rest of the things, but my impact will remain. Now, as we are talking now, I have students in many states in Nigeria, I have students in many states and including Ghana, that I've trained on this ceiling design, so that even when I'm no longer in this field, people will remember me as, okay, there was this person, because definitely we have to do greater things. I think basically those are the things that they should be expecting, and more importantly, following me on my social media platform, where I'll be sharing this knowledge with them before anytime I disappear.
Awesome, beautiful. That's such a beautiful one. Why we ask for this is because you don't know who is watching. You don't know who is listening to you. So sharing these things creates possibility for partnership. People may want to partner with you, buy from you. You can imagine someone who is in this field and has been looking for ways to improve, to build a brand, or to use social media to bring forth what they do. And then they are listening to you saying this right now. It's an opportunity for them to, connect with you. So unfortunately, we are unable to get Ambi back. I hope he comes back before we round off. All right, so we'll move to the last question, which is what advice do you have for people who still doubt, or who may not be doubting, but they don't still have the courage to show what they do on social media, especially in these industries that are underrated or underrepresented? What do you have for them? What advice would you?
Yeah, the first thing I have for them is to have a mind shift. Yeah, they need a mind shift. I think the statement may be general, but just as I said, for years, I feel the same thing.
Is detailed. We're going to look into it more. Now, let's start with Sylvain. How has social media been beneficial to you? What's your social media success story? We would love to hear
I
that.
think social media to me is almost everything when it comes to my job. When you look at, let's say, my lead generation, educating people about this ceiling and everything, social media is basically the backbone of my skill. One other story is, I learned this POP ceiling design. So when I finished, I discovered that I was very good because I spent 3 years and 6 months learning the craft, and that was the only thing I did for those 3 years. No going to party, no going to the house. I sleep on the side, do everything. So, like, basically, I think POP, but I know how to do this job. But the people who are the contractor are making more money than I'm making. Now, some people, because of just one parlor, they will take other people to the side. They will be doing the job. But because of that one parlor, that the client needs somebody that will be very skilled and do the work very perfectly. I remember I left Abuja 2016. I left Abuja to Lagos just to go and do that one parlor, because the client really need that design to be achieved exactly the way he sent it. And the people on the site, about 7 people on the site, could not achieve it, or the man does not have confidence that they will achieve that design. So I have to leave Abuja to go to Lagos to go and do only that design and come back. Now,
Wow.
I know this job. I was a very good specialist, but the skill, I was not able to connect with these people who have the money and the need for my skill. So when I start using social media very powerfully, I discovered that this time I'm not meeting one engineer that will introduce me to the owner of the house. I'm meeting the owner of the house directly. This time around, I'm not following one person and then another person. I meet them because I can target their phone. In fact, there was a time, I believe so, Facebook has stopped doing that. There was a time I could market to people only in Aso Villa. So you know that kind of strategy where you know that these people have the money. So you target them. Then every time they enter social media, they are looking at you. So they will definitely have to call you. Even if they have an engineer on the side, they will bypass that engineer. In fact, that is what is even happening now. So my skill, social media, is the most helpful. In fact, is the backbone of my own skill. So, and that is basically what it is. Social media has been a great help for me since I discovered it in 2014.
Wow, wow, amazing story right there. Thank you so much for sharing. We cannot overemphasize the benefits possible or available on social media. When we hear people share these stories, right? People who are doing legitimate jobs, people who are doing something meaningful, something valuable, share their stories like this. It actually strengthens those who may have been, weakened by the toxic news or the information they consume about social media. Because the thing about social media is that it's a leveler. It gives voice. It gives a voice to both someone who has something to say and those who want to make noise.
It's just a craft person now. It's just a ceiling designer. It's just a bricklayer now. But when these guys meet me for like 5 minutes, they discover that this guy is more important than the normal ceiling designer, the normal bricklayer that they know. So that shifts their mind. But before you will be able to shift these people's mind, their perception about you need to also shift your mind, knowing that you are first of all a human being before your craft. So you need to shift your mind to know that you are more than just laying of block or mounting ceiling. The second thing is to prioritize learning. I think this comes for me naturally. If you see my life, some people they ask me whether I be professor. So that one comes for me generally. But no, we have different formats of learning. Maybe you learn well by listening to audios, videos, reading books, and then all this stuff. So know the kind of thing that you want. YouTube is free. Yes,
Yeah.
YouTube is free. Go to YouTube and then search for this thing. You discover that you have people teaching it. Then when you have people teaching it, maybe you look at their studio and their studio look very splendid. You say, this thing where they do like this, now if somebody don't maintain like this, then you discover that, okay, this thing is not just an ordinary something, that you can actually structure your own and make it what is supposed to be. The
Yeah.
next thing is consistency. You will not get the result immediately you start. I began to post on social media since 2014. I opened my Facebook page when Facebook does not allow phones to open a Facebook page. So I have to buy 1 hour in a hotel. I posted about it yesterday in somewhere, and then create my Facebook page before I could use my phone to keep on operating it. I never got any penny until 2014, until 2016, when I hit my first client online. You have to be consistent. If you give up before time, you lose. But if you keep on keeping on, I can bet you, and you keep on keeping on and then inching forward, making improvement, I bet you are going to get your own share of the pile. We are, if you are a POP ceiling designer, I can tell you as a matter of fact, we are very few now. Not be everybody, if you come
Yeah.
online, come talk about these kind of things. So if you come on,
Absolutely.
definitely, I cannot serve everybody. In fact, I find it very hard to even reply all the leads I get. So
Yeah.
let me and you will share them. We go see get this small share of our own. Let me go see share and go see get our own. So if you are a bricklayer, so that is basically what I will have for you. Keep on keeping on. If you know that you have your village people on your social media platform, block them on time. People that you know that will disturb you, block them, and then keep on keeping on. Improve every time, and then you discover that the result will definitely come. It cannot fail.
Awesome. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. You've really hit so much point. In fact, you've hit some of the points that these are the things I talk about frequently, because the foundation, apart from the mind, the fear of being talked down, the fear of being criticized and all that, it all contributes to why people do not show up with their skills, their jobs and everything on social media. They just don't want people coming after them from family, friends that they know, especially old friends, peers and all that. And thank you for highlighting those very vital points. And I believe that anyone listening to you, and I also love your partnership spirit though, because people don't really know that it takes partnership these days to grow. If you come into an industry where there are so many people doing what you do, the way to win is to partner with them. It's not to feel feel intimidated by them. It's you partnering. So you're right when you said there are not much people doing what you are already doing on social media, and this is gold mine for people in your industry, because